What's up, guys? I'm ready to go to school. What's up, guys? Here in school early because why not? It's another new day, Tuesday, almost midweek. I can make it. This hallway that I'm in right now holds a lot of memories. From freshman year to last year, especially. I call this memory hall. Especially when not the one downstairs. Other hallway, which I'll take you right now to this hallway here, where my honors classes were in AP. So now I'll give you the full tour-ish. You know, this hallway around here as well. It's very momentous.
No.
What's up, guys? We just came back from school.
What's up?
It's my buddy Eric, the guy from Harvard.
I didn't go to Harvard.
I'll give one piece of advice to my viewers, if any. It doesn't matter what it is.
Give me a sec, I gotta think of one.
Sure.
It's like, do drugs, stay and sleep, get plenty of milk, and do 8 hours of school.
That's it.
Oh yeah, and by the way, try not to kill the neighbor's cat with a death ray.
That too. It's bad results. Trust me. We've been there.
I'm still picking the bastard out of my vents.
It's been what, 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years since I blew that fucker up, and I'm still picking at pieces. Actually, I think the last thing I pulled out was one of his toenails.
Oh yeah, hey. Shit happens, right?
Hey!
Oh, and also don't forget to smoke weed because it makes you hungry, happy, sleepy. It's one of the three
Okay,
best
no, don't
combinations.
smoke the weed because your lungs will look like saddlebags after it.
Oh yeah, like a bunch of saddlebags.
All
Makes
else
you wanna
fails?
ride them.
World domination.
That's it. The ride's right out of my mouth. Hey, what's up, guys? So, this is gonna be one of the new locations that we're gonna be doing one of these broadcasts here. I have Periscope on 2 screens right now, looking at me, so I'm incredibly hyped. My brother is operating the camera. He's not allowed to say anything because that's the rules. And he's also operating the other 2 stands here, so we should be good. One of my friends he just contacted me when I just came home, and he said that tomorrow is the day last year, tomorrow was the day that a very close friend of mine and also his and all my other close colleagues and friends, colleagues, passed away, unfortunately, from health complications. And he wanted me to do just a small snippet. Part of my vlogs usually would be part of the Ask Dimples the Ask Dimples show, or the Dimples show, which is actually a merge of 2. But I decided to talk a little bit about it because, you know, he was a very close friend of mine, and I'd like to say a few things about him. Many of you do not know him. Very few of my subscribers knew him personally. But you know, he was just a very, very good guy, very good man, very caring. You know, he was just, just full of joy, and he was always willing to help anybody. Even if it was his worst enemy, he was willing to help them. Me and him met in 8th grade with one of my colleagues, Alexius Rios. He's one that kind of inspired me to kind of put this together. I met him through Alexius. Alexius, you know the story. Because at first I thought that they were brothers because they were always together until we all went to the library, all 3 of us together one day, and I realized they weren't brothers. They were just really close friends, and that's kind of how we met. We kind of clicked immediately, like instantly. He had a love for science. I had a love for science. He wanted to be a biologist. I wanted to be a theoretical physicist, and it was just love at first sight in terms of friendship, and in terms of just subjects in general that we were interested in. And we became very good friends. And then freshman year of high school came along, and we kept together. We kept hanging out with one another until sophomore year. Me and him fell in love with our best friend. She knows who she is. I don't think she wants me to mention her name. I'm just gonna say it, Melina Bunn. We both fell in love with her at the same time, and it was for a brief period of time, it was a competition to see who would get to her first in terms of being the boyfriend, the special person, and and obviously, for those of you that do know, I know you know, Justin. My mom just stepped in. Um, Obviously, me and her, she chose me over him, or I was just more accessible, and he was very angry at me. Well, if actually for one, I didn't know that he was going after in the first place until he called me up and was like, "What are you doing?" When I made my first move, when it was very obvious I did. I think it was when I already asked her. So I was already her boyfriend at the time, like literally a day after I asked her out and she said yes, he found out and called me up. That's how it go. That's how it went. He screamed at me over the phone. He was like, "What the hell, Carl? I thought you were my best friend." At first, I was just, I don't know. I mean, I felt bad, but at the same time, I didn't. But I was young. But he didn't talk to me for a certain amount of time, and I tried to befriend him again, but it didn't really work. I remember one time we met at the library coincidentally, and it was very awkward because he was angry at me, and it was obvious that there was tension, and yeah, it wasn't necessarily the same after that until after me and her broke up after family complications, and just maybe timing. Um, I just kind of met him up straight, and I was like, look, I understand. I disrespected your feelings for her, and I want to be your friend again. And so I had to really force it in, and he eventually accepted my apology, and we became good friends again. The only quality time I spent with him one on one is when me and him we stayed after one day for math for separate classes, and then we met in the downstairs area of our school where the front entrance is, and we were gonna walk out. I remember that time is when we walked. I said, I'll walk you home because your home is directional library, because I was gonna go to the library after that just to kind of chill. And when I walked him home, it was like we had that quality conversation, that quality time. Me and him, we kind of learned more about each other. I learned that he wanted to be a biologist in the future, and he found out that I wanted to be get into computers and into physics, and I just learned so much about him. But I never knew that a few months later he would just be gone. I remember I was literally propped up like this with my feet up, and I was drinking some iced tea. I was watching something on YouTube, I think, at the time, and then Alexius came and messaged me. He was like, "Eduardo passed away." I was like, "No, you're kidding," because he's the type of guy that would kill like that. And so another person came to me and was like, "Yeah, he passed away." I looked on Facebook, and it was all over as well. People were like, "I'm so sorry for your loss." This was towards the parents that governed his Facebook page at that time then. Or I was like, I miss you, Eddie. His name was Eduardo Tovar, by the way, if I didn't mention it before. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was out of the blue. And the next day was the funeral. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend, but many of my friends went and represented myself and other individuals as well as themselves. Um, but in the morning time that we all went to school, but they were gonna leave early to go to the funeral because it was at I think 12. So in the morning time, for those that couldn't make it, we had a little memoriam, or like little almost like a wake ish sort of thing. We went into a circle. We all dressed black. And we basically just said memories that we had with him. Many people couldn't take it, so we had to relocate in the library for like half the day, myself included. And then the rest of the individuals that could go, they had to leave, and it was very hard, very very hard. And you know, I wasn't gonna do this tomorrow, but just no telling what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't know if I have time to do one tomorrow, and if I do, I'll just reiterate a little bit. But yeah, that's about it. And he was a good man. He really was a good man. He always told when we would do these arm wrestles, and it'll always be a steals mate. But now I don't. There really no telling, you know, because we never finished the arm wrestle. Those arm wrestling matches, we never found out who was the strongest. But the very last words I remember I said to him was, it was a handshake. I was like, "How are you, buddy?" I think. Yeah, that was it. It was a handshake, and he was like, "Good, good." You know. So the very last thing I did to him was greet him positively, and I shook his hand for the last time, not knowing the day before he passed that that would be the very last time I would shake his hand. So yeah, that's about it, you know. And you know, shit happens in our lives. People pass away, sometimes for no good reason, sometimes even out of the blue, unexpectedly. But you have to remember that even though people may pass away, that shouldn't stop you from continue on to your aspirations. That shouldn't stop you from being happy. That shouldn't stop you from fulfilling your dreams. Because if they were still alive, or if they could come, if they can somehow contact you in some transcending way, they would tell you to not mourn over their death. You could be sad, but don't let the emotions take over yourself. They will want you to continue on. They would have want you to push forward. They would have want you to continue on like you did, as if nothing happened. It's okay to mourn for a day or two, for a week, maybe even for a month, but after that you have to come to realize that, you know, that's just how life is. You lose some, you gain some. You gain a lot, or you gain a little. You lose a lot, or you lose a little. That's just how life is, and we gotta cope to it. We gotta cope with it, and that's just the way things are. So don't let nothing in this world, it be a death, uh, poor grades, lack of attention, don't let that stop you. Continue on, whatever. And you know, I learned that the hard way because I let that overcome me. When honestly it shouldn't have. So um, that's all for today. I'm gonna stop the vlog today right here. Um, because you know I need some time to reflect because this week will be a bit interesting. Um, you know, with all the emotions going through. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog today. Tomorrow we're gonna see um, what to expect because tomorrow is Hump Day. So we're gonna see what happens. All right. So thank you for tuning in for the Dimples show. We will have a question section hopefully sometime this week. I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. If I do post question videos, basically me answering your questions, that will take the place of that vlog for that day. And I'm not gonna post another video the next day or the day before. So I'm just gonna kind of keep on going, and if anything momentous happen, I'll just mention it in the next day's vlogs. That's how it's gonna go. We will have a few guests in the future too, which I promised a while back in July. So I mean, we already had a few guests. Just name a few: Emily, Sana, Cameron, all my best friends, Eric, a bunch of other individuals too that I can't name off the top of my head. But you, all of you, play a good role, a huge role, an important role in my videos. So I appreciate that. Justin, you can stop the periscopes, and I'm gonna stop the video here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Have any questions or comments, concerns? Don't forget to comment down below, or else I will force you. Yes, I will force you to. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, guys. Happy Tuesday.